Hey friends, it is yet another Poetry Thursday. Because you can't have poetry without alliteration. Tonight we are going to read Before the Birth of One of Her Children by Anne Bradstreet, who was the first female poet in the New World, even though she was not actually born in, North America, South America. She was born in England and came over when she was 18. She had already had her first child by then. And she had, I believe it was 7 more. I think it was 1 and then 7 and not 1 and then 8. But she had at least eight children. And back then, there was no, washing your hands. They didn't know that was a thing yet. So women tended to die in childbirth a lot. So she is, when she's writing this poem, she is pregnant. She's expecting to have another child. And that was scary as heck. Because, it was super common to die from that. So she basically wrote this poem to her husband to kind of say, hey, if I die... And if you want to find out if it was actually 7 or 8 kids, or if you want more information on maternal mortality rates in colonial America, I always put all that kind of stuff down in the video description box. So, Before the Birth of One of Her Children by Anne Bradstreet. All things within this fading world hath end. Adversity doth still our joys attend. No ties so strong, no friends so dear and sweet, but with death's parting blow are sure to meet. The sentence passed is most irrevocable, a common thing, yet, oh, inevitable. How soon, my dear, death may my steps attend. How soon it may be thy lot to lose thy friend. We are both ignorant, yet love bids me these farewell lines to recommend to thee, that when knots untied that made us one, I may seem thine who in effect am none. And if I see not half my days that's due, what nature would, God grant to yours and you. The many faults that well I have, let be interred in my oblivious grave. If any worth or virtue were in me, let that live freshly in thy memory. And when thou feelest no grief, as I no harms, yet love thy dead, who long lay in thine arms. And when thy loss shall be repaid with gains, look to my little babes, my dear remains. And if thou love thyself, or lovest me, these, O protect from stepdame's injury. And if chance to thine eyes shall bring this verse, with some sad sighs, honor my absent hearse, and kiss this paper for thy dear love's sake, who with salt tears this last farewell did take. The end. Good night.